home over to you, and if so, we'll get a rescue your way. Otherwise, let me know if they're just going to transport.
The worst of the storm that drenched Southern California appeared to have passed by Saturday evening, as authorities continue the search for a 5-year-old girl who was swept into the Pacific Ocean by large waves. The National Weather Service office for Los Angeles reported that all flood advisories have expired, though it was keeping an eye on the possibility of thunderstorms capable of producing floods and mudflows associated with burn scar areas. Federal forecasters said much of Southern California could still experience 0.5 to 1.5 inches of rain through early Sunday, with nearly 30 million people across the state under flood notices Saturday that range from milder advisories to more serious watches that urge people to be ready to flee. 2 people died in Central and Northern California as the storm made its way down the coast, and the desperate search for the young girl is ongoing. She was pulled into the ocean at Garrapata State Park in Monterey County by 15 to 20-foot waves, according to California state parks. Her father, identified Saturday night as 39-year-old Yuji Hu, of Calgary, Canada, tried to rescue her, but both were pulled farther into the ocean, authorities said. An off-duty California state park's lifeguard pulled the man from the water, but he was later pronounced dead at a local hospital, the park's agency said. The girl's mother was also swept into the water, the park's agency said, but was able to return to land with the lifeguard's help. She was hospitalized with mild hypothermia, it said. In Northern California, a 71-year-old man was killed in Sutter County after his car was swept away by the overflowing Pleasant Grove Creek, according to the California Highway Patrol. Signage indicating the road was flooded was displayed in both directions on Fifield Road, the Highway Patrol said. The California Highway Patrol urges motorists to never cross flooded roadways for any reason. The classic winter pattern storm from the Gulf of Alaska fed off subtropical Pacific water that formed an atmospheric river aloft, which helped it deliver a relatively warm deluge to Southern California overnight. The heaviest showers were recorded in Santa Barbara County mountains, where the San Marcos Pass measured nearly 8.5 inches of rain by 11 a.m. Saturday. The county recorded multiple readings of more than 8 inches of rain. To the east, Ventura County's Nordhoff Ridge in the Topatopa Mountains posted 7.24 inches. In the region's most populous communities, preliminary storm totals were significantly lower: 1.6 inches for Los Angeles International Airport, nearly 2 inches in Beverly Hills and Pasadena, and just under 1 inch at San Diego International Airport. Still, those numbers represent a significant portion of the area's annual rainfall, with San Diego recording more than 10% of its median annual rain 5 weeks before the start of meteorological winter. Winter weather advisories remain in place for the southern Sierra Nevada mountains, where up to 16 inches of snow will be possible overnight in areas above 7,000 feet. Lake Tahoe is covered by an advisory from 10 p.m. Saturday through 4 p.m. Monday, according to the Weather Service. Travel could be very difficult to impossible, it said in an urgent winter weather message on Saturday. The active pattern over the Pacific will continue, and Northern and Central California will see another round of rain and mountain snow late Sunday into Monday. Some rain will also expand into Southern California on Monday afternoon and evening. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass encouraged residents to stay prepared amid flood watches and heavy rainfall, adding that the city's Emergency Operations Center has been activated. Due to the potential for debris flows, an evacuation warning remains in effect within and around all recent burn scar areas, and select vulnerable properties remain under evacuation orders through 8 a.m. tomorrow, Bass said on X Saturday. LAPD has notified these impacted property owners. The Los Angeles County Office of Emergency Management said that burn scar areas created by January's disastrous wildfires in Pacific Palisades and Altadena are covered by evacuation warnings Saturday. They were under selective evacuation orders Friday night through Saturday morning. In Malibu, all lanes of Malibu Canyon Road were reported flooded Saturday morning, while there were reports of roadway flooding in Ventura on the Seaward Avenue off-ramp of Highway 101. Even as the worst seems to have passed, the Los Angeles Fire Department advised residents of the state's largest city to stay put. LAFD continues to advise staying indoors or avoiding flooded roadways if driving is absolutely necessary, it said on Saturday. In a rare and disruptive turn of weather, Las Vegas has been inundated by torrential rains and flash flooding this week, prompting widespread alerts, travel disruptions, and renewed scrutiny of the city's flood preparedness.
We are very much flooded.
The National Weather Service, NWS, issued a flood watch and winter storm warnings across southern Nevada, with rainfall totals reaching up to 1 inch in some areas and snow accumulating in the surrounding mountains.
In the reservoir.
The storm system began sweeping into the Las Vegas Valley late Monday night, November 17th, with the heaviest rainfall arriving Tuesday morning.
The water it's starting to come out the gate.
By midday Tuesday, the NWS had issued a flood advisory for the region, warning residents to avoid low-lying areas, washes, and flood-prone basins. Rainfall totals ranged from 0.5 to 1 inch across the valley, with isolated thunderstorms intensifying the deluge.
Look at that.
The storm's impact was compounded by saturated ground from previous rainfall over the weekend, accelerating runoff and overwhelming drainage systems. The Las Vegas Strip, a global tourism hub, saw standing water accumulate along major intersections, disrupting pedestrian and vehicle traffic. Several local roads, including parts of Charleston Boulevard and Eastern Avenue, were temporarily closed due to flooding. The NWS flood watch remained in effect through early Wednesday morning, with meteorologists warning of continued rain and possible thunderstorms. Authorities urged residents to remain vigilant, avoid driving through flooded roadways, and prepare for potential power outages or delays in emergency response. In mountainous areas such as Lee Canyon and Red Rock, a winter storm warning was issued, with up to 2 inches of snow expected at elevations above 6,000 feet. This dual threat of rain and snow created hazardous travel conditions on state routes NV 156, NV 157, and CA State Route 168, prompting advisories for motorists to delay non-essential travel. Several neighborhoods in North Las Vegas and Henderson reported minor property damage, including flooded garages, submerged vehicles, and overwhelmed sump pumps. Emergency crews responded to dozens of calls for assistance, including water rescues and stalled vehicles. The storm's timing coincided with one of Las Vegas' busiest tourism weeks of the year, as thousands of visitors arrived for conventions, concerts, and the highly anticipated Formula One Grand Prix. McCarran International Airport experienced minor delays, though no major flight cancellations were reported. Event organizers for the Formula One race expressed concern about track conditions and spectator safety. While the race itself remained on schedule, contingency plans were activated to manage crowd flow, drainage, and emergency access in case of further downpours. Meteorologists attribute the storm to a slow-moving Pacific trough interacting with subtropical moisture, creating an atmospheric river effect over the southwest. While Las Vegas averages only 4.2 inches of rain annually, this single storm delivered nearly a quarter of that total in less than 48 hours. This is a classic setup for flash flooding in the Mojave Desert, said Ted Florendo, chief meteorologist at 8 News Now. The ground can't absorb water fast enough, and our urban surfaces funnel it into low-lying areas. Even a half inch of rain in a short time can be dangerous here.
I understand it stops.
Clark County officials emphasized the importance of continued investment in flood control infrastructure and public education. "We've made tremendous progress since the devastating floods of the 1990s," said a spokesperson for the Regional Flood Control District. "But every storm is a reminder that we must stay ahead of the curve." Residents were encouraged to sign up for emergency alerts, review evacuation routes, and avoid complacency during flood watches. Local schools conducted shelter-in-place drills, and several community centers opened as temporary shelters for those affected by flooding. Northern California sees another round of rain and snow Monday, following a previous weather system that soaked the region. The KCRA-3 weather team issued an impact day on Monday because of how wet conditions will affect outdoor activities and travel. Damp roads can lead to slicker conditions, and motorists should consider driving more slowly to account for traction. In the Sierra, enough snow can result in chain controls. When those are in effect, the speed limit for Interstate 80 is 30 mph. Along Highway 50, it is 25 miles per hour. See the latest chain control information here. Meteorologist Tamara Berg said moderate to heavy rain fell across the Sacramento Valley through about 6 a.m. For the rest of the day, rain showers will taper. Steady, moderate rain is expected to continue in the foothills through the day, and isolated thunderstorms are possible through sunset. Berg said the valley can expect anywhere from a quarter inch to an inch of rain, while the foothills could see 1 to 2 inches of rain. The Sierra will see snow levels around the 6,000-foot elevation mark. Levels may drop overnight and into early Tuesday. Berg said the passes could see 3 to 10 inches of snow, while the Lake Tahoe level will likely be around 1 to 2 inches. Elevations above 8,000 feet could range from 8 to 18 inches. By Tuesday, conditions should clear out. Another round of rain and snow is possible Thursday.